Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Cosmos again. Before we jump into the analysis, just want to say thanks for joining me for the video. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, and why not leave us some feedback down below. Okay, so previously we were looking for this fourth wave box and we did move into it. So now actually what we are looking to do is track this move to the upside here. So we can see our target zone from this previously was this 13,805 to this 1429 zone. Basically within this, if I come down to the 1 hour, let's have a look. Within this structure here, it is possible that we could actually have completed into this high point, and the way we would look at it is basically this is a 1 2 1 2. This would all become a 3 4 5 4 and a 5. It is also possible that there is some extension in here where this is a 1 2 3, this is a fourth wave and a fifth wave, which would mean that we have an additional 5-wave move to the upside here. So effectively we could actually still have one more move within this, which would potentially look to push us up one more time into this red box zone. Though basically if we do start to break down here and we manage to drop down below the point of this wave 1, which would be at this 11,945, it would indicate that potentially this is actually completed, like I said, rather into this high here, and that we're actually looking for this continuation to the downside for this additional fourth wave. So if we start to move around choppy here, then break back down across this wave 1, effectively what I'd be looking for is a move into this green box area, this 12,612 to this 11,182 zone. The 0.382 would be this 11,807. So looking at this structure at the moment, it isn't really indicating that we're having anything impulsive. This just looks like a zigzag within here. We can argue we're getting a triangle for a fourth wave, but this is an A, B, C. We look for a D. That is also a possibility. Yeah, so I mean, we can't rule that out either, that potentially we have this all as a triangle. That would be A, B, C. No, it can't be, not from there anyway. It can develop from this point, but it can't develop from back here because otherwise it would have crossed this A wave. So we can't look at it as a triangle from there. But effectively, this could just be a WXY, and then we look to break up again. So basically within this structure, what we'd be looking at potentially, if we were looking for this bullish option from where we are, we wouldn't want to cross back below this point here, which is this 12,790. If we do cross below that, it would actually be more likely that we are starting to break down and potentially looking for this gray fourth wave that we have here. So this should look to potentially end in this zone of this previous fourth wave if it is going to still play out. So what we'd be looking for within the structure is the fact that if we are looking at this, it's quite choppy in this move here, so I don't want to really call this a 5-wave move within here. We can argue there's a diagonal here and this is a 1-2 again, but if we lose this low point of this 12,961, it effectively invalidates it. But basically, if we're looking to progress up from here, what we would want to see is finding support in this zone of this. So we've really come down to this 618. We wouldn't want to go much lower than this 12,914. Sort of the last line in the sand would be this 12,875. If we do move below that, it becomes more likely we're actually going to start to break down. And then what I'd be looking for rather is actually a deeper retracement here, and potentially looking to, if this is just going to stay corrective, potentially to move down here to this 12,400 area, where this is A, B, and then we have this C wave to the downside. So there's possibility that we could have started this C wave, but this is a 1 2 3 4 5 here. Alternatively, we could come back up here and just form a B wave where this move doesn't break below this 12,790 and this becomes an A. We retrace up B and then we get that C wave. So that's what I'm looking out for. If we're going to see this move develop as a 5-wave move, what I want to see is basically to hold that support zone and then form this as a 1 2 3 4 5, and then in my opinion that would complete this fifth wave that we're looking for here. So if that does play out, effectively what we would have then is a completed move. But like I said, we need to just be a little bit careful with this, because there's a couple of ways of counting it. We can potentially count it completed into this high point, in which case, if that is the case, we'd be looking for this deeper retracement here. And what I would want to start seeing there is rejections off of these highs and forming lower lows, and then potentially something forming like this, where we form this as a wave 1, we come back up for a 2, then we start to break down for that 3, 4, and 5, and then that would open up the possibility of having this as a 1, 2 as well, and then we'd be looking for that deeper push to the downside. So wave which wave? This one. So wave 1 would have been a zigzag, so it's possible that we could see a more complex move develop within here. However, we just need to be aware that we could still push up one more time before that happens. So that's what I'm looking for. If we do drop down, this would be the next zone that we're looking for support. The impulsive target area of this current move. So that would be looking for this. I'm going to have to run the other fib up here. Actually, let me just do it off this one here. So potentially if we drop down below this 12,158, that would indicate to me that we're getting some extension within these waves, where this has become a 1-2, this is a 1-2, and then we're actually starting to break down. So that 12,158 would indicate that we have a bigger 5-wave move developing here, where we come down into this zone, look for a 3rd, 4th, and a 5th. So that's what I'm saying about this move here, because it looks like a 5-wave move in isolation for the time being. If it breaks this low of this 12,790, it is possible that we could be getting this deeper pullback here, in which case, like I said, target zone would be this green box area here. And if we'd just have to see at that point whether we start to break down deeper, because if we lose this 11,182 zone, then effectively what I'd be looking for is a deeper retracement. And if I come out here, if we are talking about that potentially being a completed move there, and we fail to get this additional 4th wave within here, it is possible that we could actually see a deeper breakdown, and we'd want to find support. So we're going to speculate and say that the high is in here. We want to drop down and sort of find support between this 50% really to this 786. That would be a good zone for us to look to retest as a B wave or as a 5-wave move, because we were talking about 2 possibilities before, that we could still have extension to the downside here, or potentially we could complete into this low, though I am anticipating lower prices for this. So I just think we need to watch how we react off of this, because we were also looking at the potential of, because of this move to the side here, this could be an A, a B, and a C completed. And then effectively, if I just measure this off from this low point, then effectively, let me just put that there, get on there. So I mean, if we did push up one more time, it would take us to this 2.618, which could be a zone we look to hit if this is a flat. But yeah, we've already come up and hit the 1618 of this, but because it's got a low move, we don't look at it as a bigger 5-wave move. So yeah, that's what I'm looking out for within this. If we do get a move up here, we could potentially still look to target into this red box zone, though we need to be careful of breaking down. For as long as we hold this 12,790, it's possible that we could look for this as a 5th wave still to come to the upside here. Alternatively, if we do start to break down, and this would be the target zone that I would be looking for, we also need to just mention that it is also possible that there could be extensions within these waves. I'm not really seeing it at the moment, but we can argue that potentially we have this as an additional 1 too, but I'm not really looking for that at this time. If it did, what we would be looking for is effectively this move to come down into this zone, and then to form a another 5-wave move to the upside. Basically, that would then look to take us much higher though than this fifth wave target. So if we had a look at this and we come up into this zone, say we come back and retest some of these lows, we'd have to move up towards a 16,430, and then that would sort of look to push us up into a bigger structure here. I don't think that that's what's playing out, but basically, yeah, 702s on those lows. I mean, it could come to the 618 or the 50%, so we just have to give it a bit of time. But basically, within that structure, we would then be looking for the potential of moving up in a much bigger way, and that would be looking at this potentially as a 1-2-1-2, and then we're starting to form additional impulsive structure here. I don't think it's the most likely. Like I said, I think that this is going to start to break down, and we're going to look to retest this zone here. If we lose that zone, effectively we're looking for that deeper retracement. Final support would sort of be that, well, moving past this 9440 would invalidate this gray fifth wave here, and we wouldn't be looking for this move up into this zone anymore. And then we would be just looking at this as a completed move into here, seeing whether we can find support in that fib area that we talked about, and then looking to push up one more time for a C wave or a 5-wave move in a bigger picture here. So that'll be an important zone for us to hold. If we start to lose this 854 area of this $9.95, it becomes more likely we're starting to break down. So we're going to just quickly flip back over here to that macro picture. This one. So basically what we were talking about previously is a potential we could have this as a 1-2, this is a 1, looking to form a flat as a wave 2. So we're sort of right in that rejection zone as well. We can see we've challenged this channel line, and this has been a long-term channel that has been giving us resistance. So basically within this, if we do manage to find support above it and move away, it is potentially a bullish sign. But until we do that, we need to just be aware that this could just fake out and then actually look to break down in a much more violent way. So once this 5-wave move completes, like I said, we could have these additional 4th and 5ths here, where we've completed this, we drop for a 4th, we get another push up. Alternatively, if this does complete early and there's something and the count's not 100% right within this move, it is possible that we could actually start to push down for this 3rd wave. So this 3rd wave impulsive trigger would be this 5-1-5-1. Basically, that would then give us a deeper move here, in which case we could look to actually push down towards this $4.252 to this $2.76. So that's just something we need to be aware of. This move hasn't proven itself. So if we wanted to see this move prove itself, and basically we wanted to say that we have a low at this point here, what we'd want to see from here is basically this move to form a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, come back down, test the support zone, and then start to move away again. And basically from there, we'd want to take this high point, potentially look to take some of these other ones, and then we'd be looking at this as a retracement and then looking for a continuation again. So the important thing is to actually come back and test and take out these high points, this 15,99798 and this one here, this 17,220. It's important we take those out if we're looking for this continuation to the upside here, because if we don't take these out, we can just keep extending down when we break down, and then this just becomes a bigger 5-wave move. So we will have to just keep an eye on it. But yes, I am expecting us to start pulling back a little bit soon. Whether we get this final push up and then we pull back for that 4th, that will be the important thing to sort of see here. The internal structure on the shorter term is looking, like I said, it could potentially be a triangle, but I don't really like it because we've already had a 5-wave move here. So this does have potential to start breaking down, so we just need to be careful. If it does break down, we've got those target zones, And basically, once this does start to move to the downside, I'd be looking for that fourth wave box area that we talked about. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback in the comment section below. We're always happy to hear from you guys, and we appreciate all the feedback. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see each other in the next one. Take care, everybody.